Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another lovely day in my lovely uneventful life. This vlog ended very abruptly, I must say, because I got fed up of everything and everyone and everything by the end of it. So the day started as usual at 5:30 in the morning. I don't know what the hell my mother's listening to on her phone. Weekdays I'm always woken up at 5:30 a.m. so that I can put yoga, my mother's yoga Zoom class on my laptop and give her. So yeah, I have to wake up at 5:30 a.m. every damn weekday to do that. And yeah, she loves the laptop with everything on full brightness, full volume, full everything. Then she switches off the lights, she leaves me with Pepper and goes for her yoga class. Unfortunately for me, my sleeping situation, I don't know, whatever method is such that once I do get woken up, I can't really go back to sleep, and it's hard to fall asleep unless I'm really sleepy. So in very bed, just toss around in bed, do nothing, and then I eventually wake up around 7ish. Wake this thing up as well. Yeah, she's kind of a lazy dog. And yes, that is my mother's yoga class. Sounds super weird in my opinion when you hear it and not participating in it. He counts in such a fun way. You can listen to the way he counts. What? One and two and three and four, and as usual, do my water routine. Start every day with a glass of water. Well, it's not a glass, but still. Yes. Then I came outside, and then I saw the jug of hot water, which I keep protesting about because it's hot water in a plastic jug. But look at the color of the water. I swear to God, for a second I thought it was tea, but then I'm like, no, it can't be tea because they make the tea. Like my grandmother makes not tea, coffee. She makes milk actually. So, yeah, I was like, why is the water that color? Hello. And then I'm like wondering, what is it? Is it rust? Is it just dirty water? I don't know because Elizabeth, she's not the best with her eyesight either, and she refuses to go and get it checked, saying that if she goes to the eye hospital, she'll get corona and die. I see. Cookie has been brought upstairs to destroy everything up in style. My brain is ticking right now, ticking right now. I'm like waiting for the opportunity to bring up the water. Although I'm certain it'll be shut down because everything is okay in this house now. Okay, and then begin the play fighting growling sessions. Yeah, Pepper looks like she's having a lovely time. Her face looks so fed up. I'm not surprised because I'm fed up as well. So then we're going downstairs, and this one's heel biting obsession. Literally, if her feet move, she just follows the feet, bites her heels. නෑ අම්මගේ වැඩේම දොර ඇර ගේට්ටුව ඇර මෙයා උඩට ගිහලා ඊට පස්සේ බාත්රූමේ හැංගිලාගෙන. So I'm clearly annoyed at how My mother keeps, we put that cardboard across the thing so that she doesn't come up and destroy the upstairs all the time. But my mother's like, oh, no, can't leave her downstairs and blah, blah, blah. So she lifts the cardboard thingy. Then Cookie comes upstairs and my mother like pets her for 2 seconds and locks herself in the bathroom and disappears. And I had to deal with all the nonsense. Yes. I must say it's very, very interesting to like rewatch my life from like a camera's point of view after it has happened, because in the moment I'm like super grrrr, but then when you rewatch it afterwards I'm like watching it in like the third person, so yeah, I see what like everybody else sees and I keep wondering like why I'm getting so grrr, but like yeah, mental state wise at that point in the moment it's a totally different feeling altogether. Does anyone else feel well, like in the moment you're extreme, like everything just piles on, like one thing leads to another, leads to another, leads to another, leads to another, and you're suddenly like, you know, Kali Amma's embodiment. But once you're calmer and you look back on it, you're just like, yeah, okay, so I finally mentioned the rust water thingy to my grandmother, and then she was just like, yeah, so when she doesn't even clean the saucepan properly, then what did you expect? And she's nice, look at this, she's nicely making the milk with that brown water. Like, throw the water away at least? No. This is the thing with Sri Lanka, because everything is about, that's the way, everything is just that's the way, and then you just put up with whatever. Of course. Drink the rust. I'm sure it'll be good for you. As good as all the melted plastic that comes from hot water. And I listen to my mother's response. Huh? See what I mean? Did you notice the color of the water in the jug? I noticed once before. But then sometimes it's normal, the color. Once I opened the tap and it was very like brown and rusty. And you all are nicely drinking. I would have thrown. First of all, I do not approve of drinking hot water from plastic jugs. But everybody in this house seems to think that plastic and hot things go very well together, so I don't say anything. But I noticed the color of the water when I came out in the morning. But I noticed the color. Yeah, but you're not drinking it. Now, some people would say that that is a very indirect, imprecise, and unclear way of communicating my thoughts and feelings, because I'm always accused of not saying things in a direct, clear, and precise manner, apparently. Yeah. So that's how you say things in an unclear, indirect, and imprecise manner, that you are not happy with the water situation in the house. I see she's up again. Sleeping? Yeah, of course. Talk about the sleeping while you sip on your rust water. So I decided to conduct an experiment myself just to figure this out. Okay, so this is the water that comes directly from the tap, okay? And as you can see, it's generally quite clear. It's not the color that was in the jug. So obviously something is happening between the tap and the jug. And this is the color of the water when it comes out from the kettle. So as you can see, this is definitely that brownish color. So obviously something is happening in the kettle. This kettle, mind you, is like, I don't know, 15 years old or something now. Yeah. The kettle is really old, so even if only you don't leave the water in the kettle, the kettle would have rusted by now anyways. How old is the kettle?
I can't remember when it was a long time ago.
So Archie seems to think that it's rusted because the water has been left in it. Oh yeah, because I brought up this kettle issue before this, and my grandmother's response always said, apparently, this is why I've told her never to leave water in the kettle, but nobody doesn't. I'm the only one who doesn't leave water in the kettle. Everybody else leaves water in the kettle, and apparently that's why now it's again she's the only one who does everything right, and everybody else is wrong, and because everybody else has left water in the kettle, that's why the water is now rusty, because the inside is rusted from water being collected inside.
So I'll step out now itself. Then I'll be back by 9:30. By 9:30 I'll be back.
The tire thing takes a long time.
They had to fit the tires. I don't know. It takes about an hour or so.
Oh yeah, so this was the day before a BBJ. I was planning to take my mother's car, but her tires have gone like completely bald. Of course, she comes now with her nonsensical cacophony. But yeah, the tires have gone bald, and she's been told for the past 2 services, so they've told her the tire needs to replace them right now. And as usual, must get done. So she has seen the rust and just brought it up. Yeah, that also has to be thrown away, and we've been saying that for the last 100 million years. Please note that this vlog was filmed in December 2021. It's currently January 2022, almost February 2022. Surprise, surprise, we still have the kettle.
The dog take your medicine.
So she's taken 3 pills out, and now 1 pill is missing apparently.
මම මේ දැන් ටැප් එකෙන් වතුර ගත්ත සුදු පාටයි කේතරෙන් වතුර ගත්ත නුගුරු පාටයි. ඉතින් ඒක තමයි කේතරෙන් කියලා කිව්වේ.
Here we go, the denial. Now she's claiming that apparently it's nothing to do with the kettle. This is the way the water comes straight from the tap, apparently. And apparently everybody in this country is drinking that color water.
So who's going to get the element replaced? I don't know from where you can go get those things done. Majestic Electrical
Now this is the other
After
nonsense.
maybe about 15 years, I think.
Now my grandmother's saying, without buying a new kettle, why don't we take it to some electrical place and ask them to replace the inside part?
Yes, that's the thing I think.
What is this cost-cutting, stingy mentality of dealing with things or just being cheap with everything is just...
Because I couldn't open the linen cupboard because the bed was blocking, because that bedside lit table was there. And it knocked on the plug.
You broke the plug.
Please. So now I found out that apparently my mother couldn't open the linen cabinet door. So she pushed my grandmother's bed and broke the plug also there. So now Susil has to come.
The plugs, yeah.
So now my grandmother wants to get Susil to fix the kettle. Because Susil wants electrical stuff for the house. Not devices, appliances. Cannot. Have you noticed when you're annoyed about something and other people are just like being unannoyed, it annoys you even more? Like we have a problem on our hands, we're drinking rust, and you're talking about how Pepper's eating a slipper?
You're going to Manor only?
Manor, there's a lot. Just 3 days only.
In Manor.
1 day to go, 1 day to have, 1 day back. Yeah.
It doesn't take 1 full day to go to
It
Manor.
does take 1
No, they're talking about some trip to Manor, apparently.
start off.
You can get there by lunch.
Yeah, of course. Don't buy a new kettle, because why spend so much money on a new kettle? Go spend more money on the petrol, going to find some electrical place to get the inside little part, the rusted part replaced. But of course, spend money on going on a trip to Manor. Total financial logic.
If estate picking is done, I will.
Priorities.com.
You like that same lot of pickers with keki and get that keki from Badalgama? I said, no, I said I wanted people who are climbing. එහෙනම් දවස් දෙකකින්වත් කියන්නකෝ.
This is the other nonsense. This bloody estate.
Yes.
See what I mean by, like, you know, why I hate the sort of work culture and social culture of this country, because of the people that I had to deal with on a like a daily basis. Yeah, this is Stanley's wife on the phone. She's also like another Elizabeth. Her voice makes you want to like rip your eardrums out. These are the realities of running an estate. She keeps promoting some Badalgama, some pickers or some nonsense. Mother's like, no, I don't want any Badalgama nonsense. Just get people from the same area. I'm pretty sure she's getting some commission from Badalgama.
මං කිව්වා ගිය සැරේත් ඒක ගැන කිව්වා. ඔයගොල්ලෝ මෙයා ඔච්චර දුර යන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක තමයි මං කියන්නේ. මොනවද ඔයගොල්ලෝ කරන්නේ?
This is such a non-stressful atmosphere to be in, I must say.
You can't say send Sirimal to Badalgama to get keki. වතුර බොන්නලු කියන්නේ. ඔව් මේ වතුර මොකද දන්නවද?
ඉතින් වත් තියෙන වතුර බොන්නත් දැන් මම කෝපි හදන්නේ කොහොමද මේ උණු වතුර නේද?
ඉතින් මේ ග්ලාස් එකේ වතුර බැලුවද?
ඔක්කොම අර මේ කේතරෙන්නේ හැදුවේ උණු වතුර ටික.
ඉතින් ඒකේ මලකට තියනවාද කියලා බලලා ඉන්නේ ඉතින්.
ඔය කේතරෙන්නේ ගත්තේ?
So now I'm like, I'm fed up. I'm just like, I'm protesting. I refuse to drink the water in this house. I want clean, drinkable water, not rust water.
ඕකෙන් කොහොමද අනේ පේන්නේ හරි ඩෝකර දාපන්.
මේ
දාන්න
මේකට මාණ්ඩි බහිනවනේ අතුරට. ඔය මාණ්ඩි බහිනවනේ අතුරට තියනවා නම් මේ. That is all right. මේ කිසි දෙයක් නෑ.
So now she's saying that apparently this is not rust and this is not the water in the flask is not rusty, but the water in the kettle is rusty. I don't know what black magic is happening in this house. The water that goes in the flask comes from the kettle? No, again she's going on about how everything is coming from the pipe. The malakada is coming from the pipe, apparently. So now I'm threatening to go to somebody else's house and drink water.
දැන් අවුරුදු 25ක් විතර මේකේද වතුර බිව්වා. දැන් මොකද වතුර නෙමෙයි.
Please. Now see. Now she's laughing and me saying, oh, last 25 years I drank all the water from this house and I was perfectly fine. Now apparently all of a sudden it's not fit, the water in this house is not fit for me to drink because it's rusty. Because it is.
Right. I am going. I will take the dog and come back. Then I will go to Mercantile Investments.
Now what do I have to do?
We will see about the tires.
So initially the plan was for once she comes back for me to take the tires to the usual Toyota place and get the tires replaced. You know, a place that I'm familiar with. So familiar places tend to not have as much of an anxiety related reaction. But of course, nothing ever goes according to plan.
Then in about a year's time, the tires are useless. I have cut the tires and
I have heard this story about 100 million times now.
I got caught with that.
Yes. My grandmother goes on and on and on about how mustn't get Malaysian tires and blah 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 because apparently she got caught. No, she's telling me like a million times now she got caught. No, apparently she got Malaysian tires and there were like wires inside the tires, and then when it like bounces over a bump or something, the wires cut the tires and used us these Malaysian tires and blah 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 blah. And Oscar, only the local tires, man. Only the Sri Lankan tires are good. Everything else is rubbish.
ඔය කඩන්න හදනවනේ. හැබැයි අර කෙකි කාර්යයත් එක්ක මම ඊව කඩන්න බෑගෙන ඊට පස්සේ. හැබැයි ඔය ස්ටෑන්ඩ් එකේ ගෑණි මේ කෙකි කාර්යය හැමතිස්සෙම නෑ ඒගොල්ලන් හොල අර බදාල් ගන්න.
This is the other gossip, huh? She always says, Mama අහන්නේ මම කවුරුවත් කාගේවත් මොනවාකට අර මේව ගැන අහන්නේ නැහැ. Because අපි පල්ලියට යන කට්ටියනේ. Oh, and then the minute like something happens, she hears a call. කවුද මොකක්ද real ඕපදූප ගැන this one. And then going on about how she goes to church, therefore she never gossips. Hypocrites. Okay, so now she's calling this the usual place she goes to, the usual Toyota place.
That's one time.
Finding out a ton of details, installment schemes, how many months, what's the price, blah blah blah.
එහෙනම් දැන් මං ආවොත් කොච්චර වෙලා යයිද ටයර් ෆිට කරන්න? අපෝ අද හෙට වෙන්නේ නෑ මට අදම ඕනේ. right, okay, thank you very much.
Please, so much for that. Apparently the usual one who does the tires, his baby has had something or some nonsense or the other, so he's not here today, he's not here tomorrow, he's not here the day after. So yeah. So this means I have to go to some new place that I've never been to before and deal with a whole bunch of garage fellows and get all 4 tires replaced entirely on my own. This is just a social anxiety orgasm waiting to happen. I'm explaining to her how after you get the shot or the booster or whatever, I tend to get very dehydrated, and so it's important to drink a lot of water after you get it. And now I thought, okay, let me go up to my room, have my coffee in peace, calm myself down a bit before, dealing with the whole garage nonsense when my mother gets back. But of course, as always, peace and quiet is very hard to come by in this house. Please note, by this point I'm already having like a mini panic attack about, leaving the house, let alone going to this new place I've never been to and talking to those people and getting the mountain, getting the tires and blah 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 blah. Of course, certain, because see, my room is a corridor that leads to the laundry room, so it's people are constantly walking in and out, and despite knowing fully well that my AC is on, she just leaves the door wide open and just waltzes in. Yeah, but at this point, as far as I remember, I was like, I had it. Yeah, she calls underwear varaka because apparently they used to call bras valavaraka when they were small for some reason. Of course, by all means, do not close the door. I didn't close it I just closed it for fun. Yeah, you can open it as wide as you want if you want. But then I'm the one who gets blamed for wasting electricity, yeah? Yeah, by this point I just had it. I was just fed up with everything. I just needed some peace and quiet. So literally just went to the bathroom and locked myself inside so I can just have some modicum of peace and quiet and just calm the fuck down. Yeah, and by this point I decided, screw this vlog. I'm done with all this. Done with today and done with everyone. But yeah, eventually I did go and did manage to successfully navigate the garage and get all the 4 tires replaced, and I ended up bumping into someone I knew in the process and having another panic attack over that. And had to make small talk and sweat because so was over this thing to begin with, and I had to sit outside because it's so hot also, and I'd make small talk with the garage first, and I small talk with this one, and then and then I suddenly realized that they decided to finish the work also at like 2 p.m. sharp, and then I had forgotten that schools had reopened, there was school traffic, and to find my way back also, there's Visaka on one side, Isipatana and Royal and Ladies and Thurston, and but yeah. Eventually, I finally got back. Anyway, stay tuned for the actual BBJ vlog. Hopefully that'll be coming out soon because we have run into some consent issues because I constantly deal with people that want their faces hidden, their voices hidden, their existence hidden, their tone is hidden, everything under the sun hidden. So yeah, hopefully it'll come out soon. So stay tuned for that. And as always, malam!